Azure Databricks, questions and answers. Question 51. How do you manage dependencies in Azure Databricks? Answer. Dependencies in Azure Databricks can be managed using libraries, which can be added to a cluster either from the Databricks file system, DBFS, or through Maven repositories. Question 52. What is Flow in Azure Databricks? Answer. Flow is an open-source platform integrated with Azure Databricks that helps manage the machine learning lifecycle, including experimentation, reproducibility, and deployment. Question 53. How can you visualize data in Azure Databricks? Answer. Azure Databricks provides built-in visualization tools in notebooks that allow you to create various types of charts and graphs to better understand your data. Question 54. What are the options for monitoring Azure Databricks? Answer. Azure Databricks offers several monitoring options, such as cluster metrics, job and notebook activity metrics, and integration with Azure Monitor to track performance and health. Question 55. What is a Databricks job? Answer. A Databricks job is a unit of execution that runs notebooks or jars on a Databricks cluster. Jobs can be triggered manually or scheduled to run periodically. Question 56. What is DBFS in Azure Databricks? Answer. The Databricks file system, DBFS, is a distributed file storage layer that allows you to mount blob stores and access them as if they were local file systems. Question 57. How can you share notebooks in Azure Databricks? Answer. Notebooks in Azure Databricks can be shared among users via Workspace or by exporting the notebooks in formats like IPython, .ipython, for use in other platforms. Question 58. What are the execution models in Azure Databricks? Answer. Azure Databricks supports both batch and streaming execution models. While batch processes data in finite chunks, streaming allows for real-time data processing. Question 59. What are the different data formats supported by Azure Databricks? Answer. Azure Databricks supports a wide variety of data formats, such as JSON, CSV, Avro, Parquet, and Delta, among others. Question 60. Can you execute R scripts in Azure Databricks? Answer. Yes. Azure Databricks supports the execution of R scripts, providing a platform for data scientists who are proficient in R to engage in big data analytics. Question 61. What are Databricks widgets? Answer. Databricks widgets are elements that can be added to notebooks to create a more interactive and user-friendly environment. They can be used to input parameters or display outputs like text, numbers, and even drop-down lists. Question 62. What are the pricing models available for Azure Databricks? Answer. Azure Databricks offers a consumption-based pricing model where you are billed based on the number of Databricks units, DBUs, consumed. It also provides a premium plan for advanced capabilities like role-based access control. Question 63. Can you use Power BI with Azure Databricks? Answer. Yes. You can integrate Azure Databricks with Power BI to create real-time dashboards and reports, providing a more dynamic analytics experience. Question 64. What is auto-scaling in Azure Databricks? Answer. Auto-scaling is a feature that dynamically adjusts the number of nodes in a cluster based on the workload, which can lead to cost savings and improved performance. Question 65. How can you import data into Azure Databricks? Answer. Data can be imported into Azure Databricks using various methods like uploading from local systems, mounting blob storage, or connecting to data sources like Azure SQL Data Warehouse. Question 66. Can you export data from Azure Databricks? Answer. Yes. Data can be exported from Azure Databricks into various formats like CSV, JSON, or Parquet, and can also be sent to external storage systems. Question 67. What is notebook versioning in Azure Databricks? Answer: notebook versioning allows you to keep track of changes made to a Databricks notebook over time. It helps in reverting to previous versions and understanding the evolution of code. Question 68. Can you collaborate in real time on Databricks notebooks? Answer: yes. Azure Databricks supports real-time collaboration where multiple users can edit and comment on a notebook simultaneously. Question 69. What is Databricks Runtime for Genomics? Answer: Databricks Runtime for Genomics is a specialized runtime that comes pre-configured with bioinformatics tools, aimed at accelerating genomics-based research and analytics. Question 70. Can you connect Azure Databricks to an on-premises data center? Answer: yes. Azure Databricks can be connected to on-premises data centers through VPNs and Azure Express Route, enabling hybrid cloud scenarios. Question 71. What is the role of a Databricks workspace? Answer: a Databricks workspace is an environment that facilitates the collaborative use of Databricks services for data exploration, machine learning, and business analytics. Question 72. How does Azure Databricks handle fault tolerance? Answer: Azure Databricks leverages the inherent fault tolerance capabilities of Apache Spark for data processing tasks. It also provides additional reliability features like cluster recovery. Question 73. What is the Databricks REST API? Answer: the Databricks REST API allows you to programmatically interact with Databricks services, including cluster management, job scheduling, and workspace operations. Question 74. Can Azure Databricks be accessed via Azure Active Directory? Answer: yes. Azure Databricks can integrate with Azure Active Directory, Azure AD, for identity and access management. Question 75. How can you optimize queries in Azure Databricks? Answer: query optimization can be achieved using built-in Spark optimization techniques, and you can also utilize Databricks Delta Engine for additional performance gains. Question 76. Can you run containerized workloads on Azure Databricks? Answer: while Azure Databricks does not natively support containerization, you can orchestrate containerized workloads using Azure Kubernetes Service, AKS, and integrate it with Databricks for data analytics tasks. Question 77. What is the Azure Databricks Unit, DBU? Answer: a Databricks Unit, DBU, is a unit of processing capability per hour, billed on a per second usage. The number of DBUs determines the cost and performance of your Databricks clusters. Question 78. Can you use Azure Databricks offline? Answer: no. Azure Databricks is a cloud-based service and requires an internet connection for access and operation. Question 79. What is the maximum size of a Databricks cluster? Answer: the maximum size of a Databricks cluster depends on the pricing tier and the configuration but can scale to thousands of nodes for large data processing tasks. Question 80. Can you use Git with Azure Databricks? Answer: yes. You can integrate Git repositories with Azure Databricks for version control of notebooks and better collaboration. Question 81. What is a Databricks Community Edition? Answer: Databricks Community Edition is a free version of Databricks aimed at providing the essentials of Spark-based analytics, ideal for learning and small-scale tasks. Question 82. How can you enforce data governance in Azure Databricks? Answer: data governance in Azure Databricks can be reinforced through built-in role-based access controls, integration with Azure Purview, and auditing capabilities. Question 83. Can you perform data transformation tasks in Azure Databricks? Answer: yes. Data transformation tasks can be performed using a variety of Spark-based transformation operations provided in Databricks notebooks. Question 84. What is Spark SQL in the context of Azure Databricks? Answer: Spark SQL is a Spark module for structured data processing in Azure Databricks. It allows querying data via SQL as well as the Spark API. Question 85. Can you connect Azure Databricks with Azure Synapse Analytics? Answer: yes. Azure Databricks can be integrated with Azure Synapse Analytics to enrich your data and analytics architecture across the two platforms. Question 86. What is the data lake integration with Azure Databricks? Answer: Azure Databricks can be integrated with Azure Data Lake Storage, allowing you to store massive amounts of structured and unstructured data for analytics. Question 87. Can you secure data at rest in Azure Databricks? Answer: yes. Azure Databricks provides options for encrypting data at rest, using Azure Managed Keys or Customer Managed Keys. Question 88. How can you import a notebook into Azure Databricks? Answer: notebooks can be imported into Azure Databricks via the workspace. They can be uploaded in formats like DBC, EPUB, or sourced from a Git repository. Question 89. What are the types of clusters available in Azure Databricks? Answer: Azure Databricks provides different types of clusters such as standard clusters for general workloads and high concurrency clusters optimized for sharing resources across multiple users. Question 90. What is the Databricks CLI? Answer: the Databricks Command Line Interface (CLI) is a tool that allows you to interact with Azure Databricks services using command line instructions. Question 91. Can you run R scripts in Azure Databricks? Answer: yes. Azure Databricks supports the R language, and you can run R scripts directly in Databricks notebooks. Question 92. What are Databricks libraries? Answer: Databricks libraries are packages or modules that can be imported into a Databricks workspace to extend functionality. They can be written in languages like Python, R, Java, and Scala. Question 93. How does Azure Databricks ensure data privacy? Answer: data privacy in Azure Databricks is maintained through various mechanisms including encryption, role-based access controls, and compliance with data protection regulations like GDPR. Question 94. Can Azure Databricks be used for real-time analytics? Answer: yes. Azure Databricks supports real-time analytics through its support for stream processing with Spark Streaming. Question 95. What is Flow in Azure Databricks? Answer: Flow is an open-source platform integrated into Azure Databricks that helps manage the machine learning lifecycle, including experimentation, reproducibility, and deployment. Question 96. Can you schedule jobs in Azure Databricks? Answer: yes. Jobs can be scheduled in Azure Databricks using the built-in scheduler, which allows you to run notebooks or jars at specified times or intervals. Question 97. What is Delta Lake in Azure Databricks? Answer: Delta Lake is a storage layer that brings reliability to data lakes. It is fully compatible with APIs like Spark, Hive, Presto, etc., and is integrated into Azure Databricks. Question 98. Can you run batch processing jobs in Azure Databricks? Answer: yes. Azure Databricks is well suited for batch processing tasks, leveraging the power of Apache Spark for parallel data processing. Question 99. What debugging options are available in Azure Databricks? Answer: Azure Databricks offers various debugging options such as log files, query visualizations, and Spark UI to diagnose and troubleshoot issues. Question 100. Can you explain the architecture of an Azure Databricks workspace? Answer: An Azure Databricks workspace is organized into three main components: the Workspace Web UI, a REST API, and a set of Databricks runtime clusters. These components work together to facilitate a collaborative environment for analytics and machine learning tasks. Thanks for watching.